Your edge may come from edges. There's a story behind that. This is your daily message from Chad, number 703, to upgrade your mental game today by telling yourself a better story. Because the most important story you hear is the story you tell yourself. This message is dedicated to Josh Shirey on his birthday. Theo worked in advertising. He worked for Standard Oil, creating advertising campaigns for their Flit insecticide product. It paid the bills. His passion, though, was drawing. He sold some illustrations here and there, but he realized the money was in writing as an author. He finally published his own book when he was 33 years old, but continued working at Standard Oil until he was 49. His breakout came from a challenge to write a children's book using only 350 words. This was a list educators expected first graders to recognize. Theo met the challenge using only 236 words. Along with his distinctive illustrations, the book was a smash. You may have figured out Theo is Theodore Geisel, better known as Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss was 53 years old when his breakout, The Cat in the Hat, was published. It took the constraints of words to find his distinctive voice. Not that the limitations made the work easier, it was the opposite. He was remarkably candid about the painstaking effort that went into his seemingly simple and whimsical children's books. He said, quote, "If I were a genius, why do I have to sweat so hard at my work? I know my stuff always looks like it was rattled off in 23 seconds, but every word is a struggle and every sentence is like the pangs of birth," end quote. He cut the edges off further a few years later. In writing Green Eggs and Ham, he allowed himself only 50 words. It has been his best-selling book. He was 56 when it was published. Making himself work along narrow edges gave Geisel his edge. The word restriction that led to The Cat in the Hat helped him find his true voice and unique contribution. By forcing himself to write with such a limited vocabulary, he developed his distinctive rhythmic style and created memorable characters that have endured for generations. How can working the edges give you an edge? Constraints create creativity. I make myself write these messages every morning. I leave for work at 7 a.m. That means I don't have a lot of time, but constraint has allowed me to write hundreds and hundreds of pages of these stories over the past 2 years. Limiting yourself may be the key to your breakout. Sometimes thinking outside the box generates something novel, but thinking inside the box can also generate it. Give yourself a tiny box and see what you can come up with. The better story you need to tell yourself is that limits are a gift, not a curse. Edges may give you your edge. Email me at fromchadsmith@gmail.com to tell me a story of how constraints unleashed creativity. You can find these messages on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can download my book, The Most Powerful Story in the World, by going to fromchad.gumroad.com. The transcript of this message and hundreds of others are always available at fromchad.com.